States in the whole country who wasn't Japanese who could speak Japanese. He wasn't Japanese. He was a regular white guy. So but his father was rich, and he went to school all over the world. So he learned how to speak Japanese. So they bumped him too. So he and I were there, and he said, "Let's go into town." So I went into town with him. And so we went and caught the train, and he started talking to the people, and immediately he drew a crowd because they said, "Who's this guy talking Japanese?" So we had a lot of fun that day. So the next day, he bumped himself off the plane. I was to go home. He didn't, I think it was his grandfather had died, the reason he was going home. So he said, "Well, he's dead now, I can't do anything for him, so he's going to stay." He bumped himself off the plane. So that's the last time I saw him. So we went from there, and then we went to Guam. I got bumped off at Guam, and then we went to Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, and I got a chance to see Hickam Field, where where the Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor, and the airport was all full of holes where the machine guns and all of the ships that they sunk were still in the harbor. So I finally got a chance to get on a plane to go home, and we caught the plane in Honolulu and going to San Francisco. It took us 14 hours in the air to get to San Francisco. And the San Francisco bridge was all lit up, and I remember the plane started going down. I said, "Oh boy, we're gonna crash." I had come all this way and we're gonna crash. But the guy was going down so we could see the bridge. He wanted us to see the bridge. It was all lit up. I thought I'd been all this way and crash in the San Francisco Bay. That was just me, because I had never been anywhere, I never seen anything, and I'd never been in a plane before. But I was glad to get off the plane. And so there I caught a train and come to Los Angeles. And I was walking home with my duffel bag, and somebody screaming. I looked over, my sister. She saw me, and she was running down there, and she was crying. I went, "What is she crying for?" And she was glad to see me. I wasn't out the Army yet, so after 30 days, I had to go back. They didn't let me come for 30 days. I had to go back, and I went to Fort Lewis, Washington, in the state of Washington, and I stayed up there till June, and then I was released. That's the story. That's part of the story. I tell you some of the crazy things. When I was in Illinois in the Army, the head cook, they put him in jail because he was drying marijuana out in the oven. Marijuana is a plant, right? So they had to dry it out to make cigarette dope. So he dried it out in the oven in the mess hall. And they caught him. Crazy. Guy just, oh, when we got to Okinawa, I told you everything was underground. We had a thing about twice as big as a swimming pool. And all this fluid was in it. And the guys, what is that? They went to check it out and it smelled like alcohol. And what it was sake, Japanese sake, wine. And so right away they put a sign around it, poison. They said they probably poisoned it before they left. Well, in about 3 days it was dry. Our guys that drink all that. You don't kill me, so what? Guys in the army, when they get desperate or don't have nothing to do with it, they do crazy things. One guy, they found him in the motor pool like this. What he'd drink antifreeze. That's what you put in your car motor. Radiator. He had drank some of it. He strained it. They said if you strain it through toast, through bread, it's then you get pure alcohol, but that wasn't true. It killed him. But guys were make their own drinks in the motor pool because they had the torch and all of the metal they could weld together and make a still out of it.
Mm-hmm. So when
a lot of guys were alcoholics before they ever went in there.
So when you got out of the service, what did you do?
Huh?
When you finished your duty, what did you do?
What?
When you got out?
Out of the Army?
Mm-hmm.
I hung around for about a month, checking everybody out, and then my mother told me, "What you gonna do?" I said, "What do you mean? You gonna work or what?" I had money. I didn't have to work. I had all that money stored up. She said, "Well, no, you have to work. You can't stay here and just goof off." So I went back. Before I went in the Army, I was working for Ralph's Bakery. So I went back, and during that time, if you went in the service, you were guaranteed your job back. When you got back, you get the same job you had. So I finally went back to Ralph's Bakery and got my job back. And so I worked at Ralph's Bakery. And then I met her. We used to go to work at 3 o'clock in the morning. See, the bakery had to go early so they could get the bread in the stores, right, and stuff. Well, I used to go to work at 3 o'clock in the morning. That meant I got off at 11 in the morning. So where I was hanging around the schools, everybody else was working or whatever they're doing. If they wasn't working, hanging around school, but they didn't have no money. I had money. I had a regular job. I had to put in 8 hours work. And they was, spending all your money. You out here with me. They didn't know that. Always dressed up and all that. Oh boy. Had a car, I had my own gas. My mother made it clear that nobody stayed in this house and don't work. Well, you know, I'd always worked since I was 9 years old, so it wasn't new to me. I'd come back and hang around with the guys who didn't go for whatever reason. Thought they were cute. Long fingernails and all that stuff.
You went to college, didn't you?
Huh?
You went to school, didn't you?
Yeah. Before we got married, I went to school. I went to upholstery school, and then I went. After that, when we got married, I went to tailoring school for 4 years. And after that, I went to City College for 2 years. And after that, I went to junior college another year. And when I started working for the gas company, I went to Cal Tech for continuous service, and then Cal Poly. So I spent a lot of time. But it was always, I went to upholstery school so we could have some decent furniture. I went to tailoring school because I could make my own clothes. And